some of you may not know that back around 2011, 2012, a young model by the name of Gal Gadot was offered the role of Faora in Man of Steel. And that is actually the topic of today's Mint Mobile hotline question of the day. Listen, guys, if you've got a topic or a question for the show and you'd like to hear your voice on our show, go ahead and call our Mint Mobile hotline anytime, 24 hours a day at 951-268-4259. Every day we pick out one or two of these to go, and this one is about, should Gal Gadot have taken the Fiora role? Check it out.
Hey, John, this is Alan. Do you think Gal Gadot would have been better served to have taken the role of Fiora over Wonder Woman? Because if you think about it, in the Wonder Woman movie she's been in, hasn't really accentuated her acting ability, for one. And two, there's been one good movie and one average movie. And also, I think it would have been very nice for the fans to see her go toe-to-toe with Henry Cavill's Superman as well as Fiora. So what do you think about that? Do you think she missed out on playing Fiora? Or do you think she made the right choice in taking the Wonder Woman role? Thanks. Love to hear your thoughts.
All right. So again, back in the day, some people may have known or not known, she was actually offered the role of Fiora. But she did not turn down the role in order to play Wonder Woman. Like, it's not like they came to her and said, hey, do you want to play Fiora or do you want to play Wonder Woman? They offered the role of Fiora, but as Gal Gadot specified in a 2015 interview, when they came to her and offered that role, she was 4 months pregnant. And so it was just not going to work. Now, she goes on to say, and like, hey, it all worked out because, like, if I had played Fiora, I couldn't have been Wonder Woman and all that kind of stuff. Now, when you say that the role of Wonder Woman didn't really give Gal an opportunity to show off her acting prowess, I would ask, what acting prowess? Look, guys, I'm sorry. Listen, I have become a fan of the person Gal Gadot. The more I've seen her in interviews, and especially back in when they did DC Fandom and she did the Wonder Woman 84, she kind of like held court running that Wonder Woman 84 panel, and you really got to see her personality shine. She's got Dwayne, not on the same level, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson kind of natural personality and charisma. And I became actually kind of enamored with her when she was doing that. However, she has never been a strong actress. And I'm sorry, but as the years have passed, every project she does has just proved it. Did you see Heart of Stone? Did you see Death on the Nile? Did you see Red Notice? Like, she's not that strong of an actress. On the other side, though, the actress they got to play Fiora, Antune, how do we say we pronounce her name? It's a German name.
Antje Traue, is that it?
Yeah, I mean, when you read the name, it's a difficult one to pronounce.
It was Antje.
Okay, but Antje,
I'm married to a German, but I can't speak it.
Fiora. She owned that role. She projected this menacing presence that rivaled that of Zod himself, and said one of my favorite lines in all of comic book movies. And she said it, and she put so much into this line, because it's not just the line, it's the way she says it. That line when she says to Kal-El, "For every one you save, we will kill 1,000,000 more." There's a malice in the way she says it, a heartlessness, and an almost carefreeness about a matter-of-factness soaked in an underlying malice, that she elevated the material and the line, something that Gal Gadot has never been able to do. Gal Gadot has never been able to elevate the material that she's given. And Antje, or however we pronounce her name, she took Fiora and she elevated it, and she made it memorable. And all of us talk about Fiora. Whenever Man of Steel comes up, people want to talk about Fiora, and part is because of her performance. Now, if Gal had been given the option to play Fiora or Wonder Woman, I think clearly the right decision would have been to play Wonder Woman. I mean, ultimately, Fiora got to be in one movie and then in Flash. And I don't even know how much of her footage in Flash was even new footage. I just don't know. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think Wonder Woman would have been better served as a character if they had, at the start of it all, gotten a more talented actress to play the role. But when it comes down to it, she wasn't given the choice between Fiora or Wonder Woman. But if she had, I think clearly the choice would have been Wonder Woman. I mean, she's got to appear as the character, 6 times or something like that, here and there, if you want to count the cameos in Flash and Shazam and things like that. And I think that was clearly the right choice, regardless of how it worked out. I mean, monetarily, career-wise, I think playing Wonder Woman would have been the no-brainer choice. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Rocket Money. Did you know that the average person has around 12 paid subscriptions and they might not even remember to subscribing to half of those? If you have no idea just how much you're spending each month, you need Rocket Money. It's this great app that tracks all of your expenses so you know exactly where your money is going. I recently just found out that over 80% of people have subscriptions that they've completely forgotten about. Seriously, think about how many free trials you subscribe to that you just probably never canceled. And that's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money, because I was one of those people. When I signed up to Rocket Money, I was stunned to find out that a gym I had belonged to in another city I lived in, I had still been paying my dues to for over 2 years. Also, that music subscription service I use, I forgot I was subscribed to 2 other ones. That's where Rocket Money comes in, because Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved on average of $720 a year. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Campea. That's rocketmoney.com/Campea. rocketmoney.com/Campea. Anyway, Chris, you're faced with the option. Do you want to play Faora in Man of Steel, or do you want to be Wonder Woman?
I mean,
which one would you want
for
to
money,
take?
Wonder Woman, but for everything else, villains always, villains forever. They're the best. You play them in video games unless you're John Campea and you want to remain a Boy Scout.
That's right.
You have a great time being bad. What's interesting here too is I can see her being Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
I can't see Gal in this role at all.
Let me help you.
Don't see that inverse
There
at
you
all.
go.
Oh, thank you so much. now see
Ray,
now
did you do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
now it's just an AI nightmare. Now
It's working my magic.
Now it's a Final Fantasy character who hasn't fully rendered. I don't see the inverse of this at all because in Man of Steel there was some real terror there.
Yeah.
And I've always thought that's something that Wonder Woman should also be capable of. Is she also should be somebody who, because she's so powerful, you are a little scared of her at times.
They've leaned into the Wonder Woman character in comics and in the animated and the game stuff more over the past 10 years or so.
The actual Maxwell Lord stuff, right? I mean, she rips a man's head off.
That's rude.
So poor Pedro Pascal, people always poking at his eyes, ripping his head off. Lord. But I've never gotten that vibe from her. And that's fine if that's not what they want to do. But I could see that actress doing that. So it's just interesting because the inverse does not make sense to me. And obviously, you pick Wonder Woman. If you can be part of the Trinity, you go for the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Who I'm trying to remember the name. There, when I started reading Wonder Woman was actually back when Diana stopped being Wonder Woman because she got beat in the Amazonian games. What was the name of the Amazonian who took her place as Wonder Woman? Guys in the live chat, help me out. I can see her. She's got the long hair and she's got a name. And anyway, she took Artemis. Thank you, Marcus Y in the live chat. Artemis took over. So that's where I started. And back then, Wonder Woman was kind of like just a female version of Superman. I don't mean in terms of powers, but very kind of Girl Scout, kind of always honorable and right, a little bit more of a warrior's edge to her, stuff like that. But in recent years, especially in the video games, stuff like that, if you were to look at, I think if you look at the pantheon of DC heroes, maybe you'd always say the one you'd most worry about Breaking Bad was Batman. Because he's got that darkness and whatever too. But
a contingency plan to kill everybody.
He did design plans to kill all the Justice League.
Yeah.
But but Wonder Woman lately, she's a character lately that's just like, she's just waiting for a reason to break bad. Mm-hmm. Like it's like, especially it stood out a lot in Injustice Gods Among Us, where it's like when Superman broke bad because of what happened to him, it's like Wonder Woman was just finally waiting for that to happen. Yes, let's dominate the world and whatever. And yeah, I could see a little bit of the actress who played Fiora bringing that to the Wonder Woman character. Now you mention it, that could be kind of cool. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.